You like the background? I got some sports in the background.
No, just you, Smooch, and Sam.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a Cubs thing, and that's actually Derrick Rose trying to dunk.
I can't see it. Can you see it, Gainz Nation? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, this is I'm in the office right now, and it's like pretty much like the sports room. It has like sports memorabilia and all that. Also, Kobe might make an appearance because he's like jumping all over the place in the background. So
That's awesome. Hi, Kobe.
he's a wild one. But how's everything going with you, buddy? How's lifting in Massachusetts?
Hey, I heard you like the wild ones. It's going. I've been kind of off with working out because it's like I'm just like flat out here. Work is like insanely busy. Just like doing work on the house, hanging out with the lady, that kind of stuff.
You know what probably can solve this, and probably Gainz Nation would agree, right?
What's that?
If you quit everything, stopped everything, and you just created an OnlyFans.
Yes, I'd have plenty of time to work out because I'd probably just work out for my OnlyFans. That would be like my shtick.
Yeah, that's like something that like because I sometimes stream my like gaming stuff. Obviously, we're not talking about fitness right now, but when I used to stream my gaming stuff, I always wondered if there would have been a big market of people like watching like live workouts. Yeah, I know like Nick Merckx does it. I know you probably don't know who that is,
No.
but he's like a big popular streamer from, I think he's actually from Michigan, and then like he lives in Florida now, and pretty much like he's like pretty big in like Call of Duty and Apex Legends, but yeah, he just like does like live workouts sometimes, but like he's the only one I could see that like really does it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. No, I've never heard of him before. I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, he's a big Buccaneers fan, so he like goes to the games in like the suites, and he's obviously a big Tom Brady fan too right now.
Brady. That's awesome. That's really cool.
And also too, speaking on side subjects, the Vikings are 4-1 right now, guys. So
Vikings are crushing right now, buddy. Are you stoked?
yeah, well, I'd be stoked if there weren't heart attack wins every time.
That's kind of like the Vikings MO the past few years.
Yeah, it's like if you didn't feel like, I feel like you don't even need like a cup of coffee or energy to watch it. Like even like the game in London, like I was out late last Saturday,
Nice.
and I woke up at like 7:30 just to make sure like I was up. Like I took a quick walk with the dogs and then like had breakfast because I wanted to make sure I was like awake for the Vikings game at 8:30, and like you didn't even need a cup of coffee. They just like keep you at your toes the whole time. It's like your heart's like at 100 beats per minute, like minimum.
That's fantastic.
I did actually also, back to the topic of fitness. I did actually run before this call today, and I know you probably got hit with the rain like probably like last week and whatnot, but I ran in the rain today, and
Nice.
I was trying to run in between like when it stopped, and it was like drizzling in the beginning, and once I got like to the path, like which is like a mile and a half away, it just like starts like pouring, and I'm running in the rain, and I've never ran really in the rain so much, and it wasn't fun. I actually I stopped around like 8 miles, came back, and then did like two more on the treadmill because I couldn't do it anymore. Like it was like so uncomfortable. Like my feet were like itching, and it was just like it's like pretty cold. So
Yeah. I know. Rain anywhere below like 50 degrees is like probably my least favorite weather.
Yeah, it was like 55 too, so it was close to that. It was pretty much close to that.
Yeah, so you're like at that temperature, like you feel wrong wearing a sweatshirt or like too many layers under like just like a raincoat, and like you sometimes you're like, oh, I can go with shorts, and then like you freeze your butt off. You're like, yeah, I probably should have wore like.
Yeah, I did wear yeah, I wore short shorts and like a long sleeve like polyester like long sleeve, I guess. But yeah, it was it wasn't the best, but whatever. We get it done, right?
Yeah, you were soaked by the end.
Yeah, and also too, like I haven't experienced this because I obviously was away from like the rain for the past 2 years, but like the itchy feet syndrome when you're like sitting in a wet sock, like
Yeah.
I took it off and obviously like I took a shower, but like after this, it like still like right now it's like bothering me my feet, like it's so disgusting, it's gross. Those remind me of the days where we had to go to the office and they'd be like rain, snow, shine, or anything. You're coming to the office and then you didn't have the backup pair of shoes or socks, so you pretty much had to sit in like wet socks all day, and it was like the most uncomfortable feeling ever.
Do you remember like having to go into the office? Isn't that so wild how long ago that was? Like I don't even remember what it's like to go into the office anymore.
Not to get into too many details, but I'm actually going in tomorrow for the first time in like almost 2.5 years.
The West Adams office or the Vernon Hills office?
The downtown location.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Oh snap! You might run into Jonathan. If you do, say hi to him for me.
I'll say hi to Gainz Nation.
Nice, Gainz Nation.
But no, I mean, honestly, lifting's been pretty good. Speaking of which, well, before we get into the topic, we are, Gainz Nation really hasn't known, but I am expecting my first kid next year, and we are actually, and since we're talking about lifting, since Roman's not going to be able to be physically there, he'll obviously see the video, but we're actually doing like a deadlift reveal. So I'm going to drop like a deadlift onto the bag. So it's going to be pretty awesome.
That's so cool.
I'm going to do 405. So I got to do something respectful, right? Like, I can't like overdo it because like, it's like obviously not my normal training, like situation, but is that respectable, Roman, or should I just try for more?
No. I'd say that's appropriate. That's like a number that I think that you can like confidently do for like an easy single. But like, imagine you go for like 500 and you can't get it, like it doesn't come off the ground, and then you have to like throw off some plates, and you're like, all right, well, one moment, everybody.
Can you imagine? I think it's like around like 40 people. Can you imagine just trying to pull 500? and like all of a sudden like my lower back like caves out and it's just like I get destroyed right there on video.
That'd be horrible.
I know, but I mean, hey, you gotta be able to look at the joke side, right? To have some fun with it. You can't always be so serious about it. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing it, and then I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll post it on Gain's podcast since it is technically gonna be lifting. But excited for that. Can't wait to do that. And yeah, I'm glad my wife's on board and she's cool with it. And that was the first and only idea I brought up to the table. I said, hey, I think doing a deadlift review would be perfect because I mean she's deadlifted over 335, 350.
Yeah.
And like I've lifted 505, so it's like I just thought it was like something that was between us that like when we first met, like all we did was like powerlifting training and whatnot and like lifting heavy weights. I thought that'd be pretty cool.
That's really cool, buddy. Yeah.
And also too, like I don't know if I mentioned it here or just mentioned it to you, but like because of the insurance gym memberships, whatchamacallit, I've been going to like multiple gyms, and it's actually pretty nice to go to like multiple gyms. Since I'm going to like 3 right now, I guess if technically, and it's been nice to like switch it up and like see new scenery and like see new people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You missed that, you said?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that was something that Billy and I did a lot. Like pre-pandemic, we would go to like different LA fitnesses or like we'd try out different gyms and stuff like that. So we probably went to like dozens of different gyms in the Chicagoland area, which was pretty cool, because you get to like see different parts of the of like Illinois, but also you get to kind of experience like how like different like gym cultures are a little bit like niche gym cultures essentially. Yeah. I'm getting that, which is cool.
Yeah, and also too, like back to the episode we did like a couple weeks ago, where we kind of like talked about like the newbie, like keep always the newbie mentality going. Like we didn't even bring it up there, but like even then, like, hey, like because you do that same exercise 24/7 on that Wednesday every day, but you go to a new gym and for some reason they don't have that exact setup and you do something else, you find like something different and you'll probably be able to get the right amount of gains or the same gains for it, right? So
I actually have a post that I've been working on in regards to that, like keeping the newbie mentality. So stay tuned for that Gainz podcast.
stay tuned and stay attached. Stay true.
You say shroomed.
What? Stay what?
You say stay Looney Tunes.
Yes. Another side note in the industry, Alberto Nunez did compete again. I don't know if he did he say results?
He won, I think.
Okay, because the one post I only saw, maybe I just didn't keep up, but I saw him saying like a big like passage on like why he got into like the industry and like stuff like that. He went really deep. It was like it was a long read. But I don't know if that's why I don't know if I don't think he went into the results in that post. But I haven't kept up. But so he won that his weight class.
TLDR is he won, I believe.
That's awesome, man. Very good guy. Very nice guy in person. Awesome person outside of in-person visit meeting. You know, content is grade A, and he's been doing it forever. And I mean, he's got one of the best mentors, Jeff Alberts. So
And Holmes.
Yeah, and Eric Helms. So it's like you get Jeff Alberts, the guy who's been in the grind for forever, and then you have Eric Helms who's been in the grind forever, and plus like the education behind it. Like obviously I know like Jeff has a lot of like education behind it, but like I guess like collegiate and like, you know, further collegiate education type stuff, and where it's like it gets into like the nitty gritty. Which reminds me, I probably should reread the Muscle Pyramid again since I did buy it, and I guess it's like a forever ownership. So I do have both books, like the nutrition and the working out one. So, and I think they do updates too. I gotta find out, but
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, have you read it yet or no?
No, I haven't read it.
And I also heard Knees Over Toes, Bench Patrick came out with a book. My two friends were talking about it. I have not had a chance to read it. I don't know if I'd buy it. Maybe if I can get it from the library. Because sometimes you can like request books from the library. I don't have a library card yet, so that might be hard. But we'll see. We'll see what I can get into. I like reading like the different books. Like, you know, I read like The Supple Leopard by Kelly Starrett, The Vertical Diet by Stan Efferding, The Muscle Pyramids by all those people. Trying to think like, the Squat Bible I read. I read Rebuilding Milo. That's right, I just read that this year, the one by Squat University, or I always forget his name, Dr. Andy Hirschberg.
Horschig or something like that. Aaron Horschig, I think.
Well, there you go. But Roman, since we got like 15 minutes now left, what is the topic of mine today? What do we want to talk about today, buddy?
Gainz, we're gonna do cribs. What do we got in our at-home workout setup situation? Actually, I've been doing a lot more at-home workouts recently, just because
you've been busy.
I probably I'd prefer to keep my workout frequency to 5 to 6 times a week, but I'm probably closer to 3 to 4, just because I'm crazy busy. So sorry the basement is so messy. It's part video game setup for my brother, part bike shop, and part gym right now. But I'll kind of show you guys around so you can see what we're working with. So we got our bike set up here. We got the.
Did you guys ever get that bike set up, bike fixed and everything? You got everything good?
It's not fixed yet, unfortunately, but we're still working on it. We didn't have the right. We had a wrong, the wrong cabling for the the shifters. Like the cabling we had would work for the brakes because it has like a larger nut on the end of it. But we need the ones with like the smaller nut, like the 2mm nuts or whatever the heck they are, to go into the shifter. Otherwise, like the shifter mechanism won't be able to pull the nut along and adjust the whatever like cog it's on. So we're still working on that, unfortunately. But no, it's been a fun project. So I'll go over what I have, what I'll usually do in the gym, and then I'll go over like costs and stuff like that.
Let's do it, buddy.
So first and foremost, one of the things that my brother and I invested in years ago was like these floor mats through Walmart. They're not super cost effective, unfortunately. I mean, they're okay. I want to say back in the day we got them for like $7 or $8 a package, maybe upwards of $10 a package. I think.
How many comes in a package?
I want to say it's like 5 or 6. Let's see. I thought we had one. Yeah, we do have one here. Let's see. We got these off of Amazon because I think they were a better deal. Let's see. Amazon Basics, pack of 6. They come in a pack of 6. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And obviously you can see we kind of like hodged it together over the years.
Yeah. So what does that cover? Like what, 6x4 or 6x3?
So it covers like for like, are you saying like feet in distance?
Yeah, like length and width, because you know obviously it looks more like a rectangle, so it's like seems like maybe like, or is it 5x3?
I would say it's probably like 6 foot by 4. I want to say they're like maybe 2 foot lengths for the squares, a 2x2, close to a 2x2. So this is super helpful if like you're doing deadlifts and stuff like that. It helps to deaden the sound. We've got like a concrete basement floor which we painted white. We did it for like moisture as a moisture barrier, but also for like protection against like radon and stuff like that, just because that can be an issue in our area. It's not like a foolproof plan. We should have other remediation tactics, but I guess you could say it's like a remediation strategy. So yeah, I would highly recommend getting some sort of like padded flooring down, so you don't ruin your basement floor. So I think that was one of the first things we started with. We actually redid it recently, where we went all the way to the walls. So that was kind of a fun project. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but it actually like widened this out. We used to have a space here where it would be like you could see the floor here. So it ended up increasing the size of the workout space. Then I think we invested in this. It was like a Gold's Gym setup. I think it was probably like, what was it? High 30s, low 40s for the bench, and I don't know, maybe $40, $50. I think it was under 100 for the squat rack and the bench that kind of go together. And then that bar I actually had, I think that was like my father's bar. He had from like an old one of those old concrete weight setups. So I still use it. It's pretty much just like a steel bar, like almost like 1/2-inch gas piping, if you know the trades. So altogether, this probably cost like, I don't know, $80 or something like that for this setup here. We ended up buying these. These are like 25-pound plates. I was doing incline earlier during my lunch break. So this was probably when we bought those, when weights were like under $1 a pound. You're lucky if you can find anything anywhere close to that now. It's probably close to $2 a pound. Fortunately. So all these were like under $100. The 4 of those 25-pound weights. We got a little Gold's Gym like weight rack. So we have like some of the old concrete weight sets, which are super funny because like if you ever drop them, sometimes there's like dust that comes out of it. It's like the cement dust. Get some old iron 5-pound plates. Yeah, kind of interesting. Got some 10-pound dumbbells here. 25-pound dumbbell here. 30-pound dumbbell. We've got a slew of different bands, but these are the bands I usually use. I'll use them for like rear delt flies, or like band pull aparts. I'll also use them for like cable flies or banded flies. We got this little thing, which was pretty nice. I think this was like 80 bucks when we got it. It's just a little ab bench. That's kind of nice. Let's see what else. We bought this treadmill for my mother for her birthday. She just kind of left it here. She moved to Florida. So this cost us like $100, $150. We had to like drag it out of this guy's basement. Let me see, what else do we have?
At least you have one. You know, some days when you can't go outside.
That's true. I like to use the rafters for pull-ups, so try and be crafty. I also have one of those like pull-up things, but I don't use it anymore because it rips off the trim board. But if you can see, I've got one of those like pull-up situations. Got the perfect.
Who made that idea? Because like I feel like if you weigh more than 100 pounds or more than 50 pounds, like you're gonna do damage probably.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, I feel like I've seen videos where people just rip the trim off their doors and then they just like come screaming down to the ground. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much my home gym setup. Oh, I don't think I showed the spin bike. That one was actually pretty penny. I think that one might have cost like $150 or something like that. I love the spin bike though. It doesn't have anything digital on it, but I kind of like that. We've probably had that for 7 years, 6-7 years. It still looks like the day we got it. It's freaking amazing. I think the one thing that we have an issue with is the little, here I'll show you, the grip piece for your foot that snapped off, but you're just putting downward like force on the pedal anyways. But you can see how it looks different on this one. So I don't even know if I'll replace that because it's like I don't care. Still works good for like a spin bike for me.
So that's pretty much about it. So the bike then is probably the biggest investment out of all of them?
I think so, yeah. I think we probably spent the most on the bike and the treadmill. Those are $300 overall.
Since we'll just do yours today because of time and whatnot. What is one thing that you would want to do next?
So I'm not going to show you the space because it looks horrible. But
that's fine. You don't have to do that.
Like at the opposite end of the basement that we kind of use as like a storage space right now, I kind of want to get like a full setup, like a full squat rack setup. So once I can actually like freaking squat again, because my like hip / like abdominal / like hernia type issue situation kind of stemmed back up again, and it's bothering me. So once I can squat again, hopefully I can squat again. I'd like to get like a more robust squat rack set up than the one that I currently have, and put that in the other room. So that's the one thing that I've been thinking about. Another thing that like my brother and I have talked about is, I mean, he's talked about kettlebells, but I don't know, we're not super into that, but I could be down to get like a small kettlebell setup. I think that looks.
Also too, you can kind of get into that and start doing other things too, right? So
yeah.
maybe training style could be a little bit different, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. If I needed to like mix things up, that would definitely be a fun thing to get into. But I think Iron Mind, they have an adjustable dumbbell set which goes up to like 210 or 220 for dumbbells. So it's like absolutely freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, my buddy just bought his dad one for 90. His 90-pound max. As you get, and also sorry for the background.
Oh no, it's all good. I think that one's over $1,000 though. That's at least probably what it is now, and it sells out every single year. So that'll actually probably be our next like big major gym investment. That's sick because like I think you're right. I think it starts with like 80 or 90 pounds, but then you get the extension onto it, which allows you up to like 160, and then I think you can do one more extension onto that, and that goes up to like 220 or something like that. So
Yeah, but I mean, like even the 160 seems like overkill, to be
oh
honest.
yeah, I mean, so best case scenario, I did 100 by 2 for dumbbells. I know I could push that. Like if I was really like focusing on like a strength block for dumbbell flat press. That's dumbbell flat press, not incline. I know I could do probably like 100 by maybe 5 or 6. I could work up to that in like a 12 to 16 week period. Um, I don't think I'll ever hit 160s. Like it's just like
Yeah,
my
I think I don't. I mean, I think at my peak, I think the highest I've ever probably touched is probably like maybe 120s or 125s. Like I don't
that's
even.
sick. That's sick, buddy.
But like no, I don't even know if it was like good form. Like I'd have to probably find videos. Like it might have not even been like good form. But like I'm just saying like in my lifetime, even like at the most, like I just because like the most I've ever touched recently was like 100-pound dumbbells, and like I think our gym when we left Arizona was like I think it went up to 150. So I don't even think I've gotten close to 150.
That's
So
yeah. When I did the hundreds, I made sure I was like all the way up, like all the way down to the chest, nice and slow and controlled. Touch the chest, then explode. One
yeah,
more time. Like none of this, like not half repping or anything like that.
none of that malarkey.
None of that malarkey.
What is We'll do one more question. What is the biggest regret slash thing that you should have done in the beginning or starting that home gym?
I don't think I have any regrets, to be honest with you. I actually really like for the space that we have, like we really cram a lot in here. I try to not show some stuff, like we have our water heater in the gym space. Um, and I kind of showed you the bike setup, but that's like kind of like an absolute nightmare. We have a commercial grade dehumidifier down here, which honestly, if you are thinking of Gainz Nation, I'm talking to you. If you are thinking of putting the gym in your basement, get a decent dehumidifier and get a hygrometer. Get something you can measure that humidity. You want that humidity to be at 50% or lower. You don't have to. My brother is an absolute like freak when it comes to keeping the humidity down. It like if it spikes above 44%, he's like going down there and cranking that thing up. So he invested in a Santa Fe dehumidifier years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago, and that baby is still cranking. It almost dehumidifies the entire basement and the first floor, and honestly, it probably dehumidifies part of the second floor too. This basement used to be like I have like pretty sensitive allergies to mold and that kind of thing, as do many people nowadays. I could not stand being in this basement. There was a period of time earlier this year where like I was living in the basement, like I was sleeping in the basement, and like it wasn't great, but I mean like the basement is like it's much better than it used to be, but like it needs to be cleaned. Like it was probably like dust more than anything else that was like affecting me. But I was able to sleep. Like if I used to come down here when I was a kid, I could not breathe. Um, so I would highly, highly, highly recommend you invest in a dehumidifier, one that is adequate for the space, size for the space. If you don't know how to do that and you're not comfortable using like an online calculator, go and talk to you can talk to like a sales rep at a either a supply shop or at you could go to Walmart. They're not really going to know, unfortunately. It'll give you a good idea. Like they'll say on the box, like if it does 450 to 600 square feet or 600, 800 square feet, etc. You might actually have to do some point source dehumidification, but that improves the air quality tremendously, and it'll make your like at-home workouts that much more pleasurable. Because if you have poor air quality, you're going to have trouble breathing. You're going to have trouble doing your cardio. You're going to have trouble working through your sets. You're going to have trouble pushing to failure. It's going to be really challenging. So I would say one of my favorite aspects of the at-home gym that I have here at my house is the dehumidifier. So it has nothing to do with the gym itself, but the fact that it makes it like breathable and like comfortable down here too. Like on freaking hot days, like this basement is like so freaking comfy. So yeah, I can't rave enough about how important dehumidification is in basements if you live pretty much anywhere in the United States other than the desert. If you're in the desert, like Southern California, Arizona, parts of Nevada, parts of Colorado, parts of New Mexico, parts of Texas, maybe parts of Oklahoma. Other than that, like pretty much everywhere else in the country, pretty much. If your average humidity gets above 50%, then you need to be dehumidifying your basement.
Yeah, that's big because a lot of people don't know. So, but thanks for sharing, dude. And everyone, thanks for watching. This is something that's probably been overdue, if anything. And we appreciate you guys all supporting us. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow us. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel for both of ours on YouTube. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.